So also one of the questions becomes, how can you compete with the people who are going to pay that extra rate, right? Who are going to pay the recommended or more, because some people actually pay above and over and above that amount. You're going to have to make sure your listings are on point. I mean, period, point blank. Titles, photos, description, price. You're just going to have to make sure that everything else, I think the days of just taking an item, taking a picture or a couple pictures of it, throwing it up on eBay and it's selling regardless, those days are over, man. Those days are over. You can do that, but you're going to be sitting around for a long time waiting for something to sell. Like I said, unless it's an Apple Watch or something like that, something crazy that's in super high demand, you're going to be waiting for a while, because you compete, and not only are you competing against sellers who got their shit together, okay, who got really good stores, really good descriptions, who take really good photos, who focus on the science of selling and not just throwing up anything. So here's what you up against, right? Here's what you up against. You're up against knowledgeable sellers who source mostly in-demand items, and I'll say mostly. Okay, so knowledgeable sellers that source mostly in-demand items. I mean, not every item that most sellers get is in-demand or will sell, but knowledgeable sellers, mostly in-demand items, big stores, right? Higher quantity of items, and they're paying the higher promoted listing rate. This is what you got to compete against. And so if you think that you're going to just take your item, take a couple pictures, any type of picture, throw up any type of description and stuff like that, and just slap it up there, yeah, it may sell eventually, but it's going to take a whole lot longer. It's going to take a whole lot longer than it would if you just put in the time. And so what it's going to take is, it's going to take attention to detail. You're going to have to start paying a lot more attention to not only what you source, but how you list it. You got to pay attention. You can't just go out there and buy anything. One thing that I heard Daily Refinement say that I agree with is they talk about front loading your research before you go out looking for stuff. And he said he took a lot of blowback for that from people. And I didn't understand. Well, I understood it because, I mean, some people are just lazy minded. But I understood it from his perspective. Why? It's all about gaining an advantage, right? If I already did the research and I'm going out and I got a thrift, right? I'm going out to thrift and I already know what I'm looking for, what I can get for it. Boom, that's going to give me an advantage over the person that doesn't. You got to sit there, you got to look, you got to scan stuff, it's taking you a lot of time. I'm going in, I'm in and out, right? I'm in, I grab what I want, I see it, boom, got it, back home, process it, list it up. And by the time you do all that, I'm already out again looking for something else. I'm not wasting time with things that don't make money. I already know what I want. I know what it sells for. I know what I can get for it. And I got an idea of how fast it'll sell. So why would you not want to front load your research? Why not? Why would you not want to do a little research before you go out looking, if that's your business model? And so the fact of the matter is, people just don't want to put the work in. But the way that eBay is going, if you don't want to put that work in, especially on the front end, you're going to have a hard time getting sales on the back end, unless you want to pay more money for it. And here's the thing, if you're getting bad items that either don't sell that good or don't sell for much anyway, where you going to have the profit margin to even pay for that? You're going to be, your business won't be profitable. And so you got to remain competitive in this environment, which means paying attention to detail, which means making sure you not only source profitable items, but that you pay attention to how you putting up your listings. You can't just throw up something not fill in the item specifics that need to be filled in, not provide the measurements. And you know, I used to sell clothes and stuff, so I know a little bit about that. Not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I know what it takes to sell some clothes. I just don't like selling clothes. I just don't like selling clothes at all. But I do agree with a lot of their advice, especially on that channel, as far as doing the research and things like that. So look, if you have all these sellers who are growing these stores to thousands and thousands of items, they're doing their research, right? Their titles are on point, their pictures are on point, descriptions are on point, the customer service is on point. If they're doing this, that means every time they add items to their store, they're gobbling up more of the market share in that category. And not only are they taking up more of that market share, but their items and things like that and their listings are in congruence with what eBay is looking for. Now you throw on top of that the fact that they're not even paying the minimum promoted amount, they're paying even more, right? 5, 10, whatever percent, 15. They're willing to pay that to get the sales, right? What are you going to do as a small seller? What are you going to do? That don't mean it's all doom and gloom for you, but man, if you ain't doing at least some of the same things, you're not going to survive. I'm telling you. And so you got to ask yourself, with the people who are, I ain't even going to say complaining, with the people who are voicing what's really going on as far as sales being slow and things like that, they do have a point. For them, sales are slow, but it's not for every seller. But why are the sales slow? And I'm not even going to go into what it may be that they're doing wrong. Yeah, there's probably some things that they could do better, but I think part of it is eBay is making it to where if you're not paying to play, you're not going to get the traffic, or you're not going to get as much traffic. And not only that, if you don't take the time and effort to make your listings exactly what eBay wants it to be, and just suck it up and put in the things that they want you to put in, you're not going to get as much traffic either. And again, doesn't mean you won't make some sales, you won't get some traffic, but it does mean you're going to, it's going to be minimal. If you put in minimal effort, you're going to get minimal results. It's just that simple. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think eBay is purposely reducing traffic to people's listings unless they pay more for promoted listings? That is my thesis. That eBay is purposely reducing traffic to listings unless you pay more for promoted listings. If you don't want to pay for their advertising, they're going to reduce your traffic, and it's on purpose. It's not an accident. They're purposely reducing it to make you buy in. And if you don't want to buy in, you're going to get the crumbs from the table. You're going to get the crumbs from the table. That's my theory. It's my thesis. Tell me what you think. And that's what my story, I'm sticking to it.